Hey everybody, so this is Shannon, Digital of Digital and Vellum, and today I'm going to talk to you about I Hunt Killers. So I Hunt Killers, first book in a series by Lyga. It follows Jasper Dent, who, this poor kid, is the son of a notorious serial killer. It's really following his life. He's in high school right now, and he lives in this tiny little town called Lobos Nod. I'm pretty sure it's in Wisconsin, if I'm remembering correctly. And he's trying to live his life. You know, like everyone knows his dad's a serial killer. His dad's been in prison now for about 4 years, and he's just trying to keep a low profile. That becomes really hard, however, the day a murder happens in Lobos Nod. And of course, the first thing that happens is everyone thinks Jazz did it. And Jazz, even like as you're following him through this story, as he's trying to prove his innocence and work through all the things that happened to him when he was a kid, you can tell this kid went through some really terrible things. Take your son to work day was his dad brought him along. Like he's been in places where people were murdered. He's been there when it happened. He was taught how to do it. He's a master manipulator. He constantly questions who he is and what he's capable of, and whether or not the relationships in his life are real, or whether or not he's just manipulating them. Like he has his best friend Howie, who is, you know, the typical funny guy. He's really tall, skinny, and he's hemophilic. Always quick with a joke, kind of like the dumb funny guy. And then he does have a girlfriend, Connie, and she knows everything that he's been through for the most part. Like she knows who he is, she accepts all that, and he's still constantly afraid that he's just surrounding himself with these people in order to portray an image, and that it's not very real, and he's constantly afraid that he is going to kill someone. The story really, for the most part, follows Jazz, but then he's tracking this murderer, and it switches between, like the way the book is written is it really switches between, like sometimes you're looking through Jazz's eyes, sometimes you're looking through the murderer or the impressionist's eyes, and sometimes it's also like Howie or Connie or his girlfriend, and sometimes you don't know who you're being shown at that moment. So like reading it, it really makes even you question, like, did Jazz do it? Is this Jazz doing this? Or is this the impressionist? Is Jazz just dreaming? And it gets very gory at times. Like, this is not a book for someone who is squeamish. This is not a book for people who cannot handle the triggers of, you know, murder, blood, rape. It's very dark. Though it is written more in the style of like a young adult style, and, you know, the fact Jazz is still in high school, you are dealing with some of those, you know, young adult issues, but then there's also, you know, this very gory, very real murder. It's very dark, and you get the side of he's also familiar with the sheriff and, you know, the law, and like both sides of the law in terms of murder cases, and it's not light reading in any way. Like, you'll breeze through it, like it's really addicting and you need to know what happens, but it kind of, sometimes it weighs a little heavy on you. You know, it's a dark book. Overall though, I would really recommend it. It was recommended to me by a coworker. It was absolutely fantastic. We actually listened to the audiobooks on our way down to, I think we were going to Indiana. Yeah, Indiana. And we blew through them, like the first and the second book, and then I absolutely had to have, or no, it was just the first book, and I had to have the second. And now I'm working my way through the third. But highly recommend the series. Fantastic. As long as, you know, you need to have a good stomach. You got to be able to handle it. Like, it gets gory. There are eyeballs, there are things, and it only gets worse as the series goes on. So definitely pick that one up. Lyga. Fantastic series. Do not look it up on Google. One of the first things, like, you know how Google has the, you know, the thing that shows up and it's just like the quick blurb about or whatever. Blurb totally has spoilers. So watch yourself on the internet with this series. So have a good one. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to follow us here on Digital and Vellum. There's gonna be like links and stuff usually right down there. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all the things. We're all over the internet. We're pretty cool. We try. So have a great day, guys. Bye.